Hello, hello. This is the Awful and Awesome Entertainment Wrap, episode 353. This is Rajyasree.
This is Abhinandan Sekri.
My name is Abish Mathew.
He is a guest who needs no introduction, as we like saying, and now we'll read out one full paragraph on all that Abish has done. No, we won't. But everyone knows Abish. She's been around for a long time.
Although he doesn't look it, he looks surprisingly young, but he is the host of Son of Abish. It's been on for a long time. I thought it had done 400 episodes. He reminds me it's 10 per season in 9 years, so that's 90 episodes.
Yeah. And Journey of a Joke, which is which has been around for how long?
I think 6-7 seasons, so 4 episodes per season kind of thing. That's more passion project because why would anyone want to watch comics talk about comedy? Surprisingly, people do. And I'm like, let's do it.
In fact, we have lots of questions about how the stand-up scene is because there was a time. In fact, when newslaundry had just started, Google had this big event in Bombay and all the new YouTube channels that had started were asked to come and perform. And Madhu and I also performed. And we were like the uncle and auntie, and there was Khamba and Rohan Joshi and all these guys there. It was like in 2012 or 13.
I've forgotten what it was called. Yeah, but it was a massive lineup of people
Must be
performing.
FanFest.
Yeah.
Right. So today we have, first of all, I want to remind everyone to subscribe to newslaundry.com because pay to keep news free, because when the public pays, the public is served. We have 3 broadcast veterans who have collaborated with us, News Minute and News Laundry, to bring you the election. Hridesh Joshi, Srinivasan Jain, both who used to be in NDTV, and Hridesh was also part of United Group at one point, and Karma Paljor, who's done stories with us from the Northeast. Here's the promo.
Hi, this is Srinivasan Jain.
Hi, I'm Karma Paljor.
नमस्कार, मेरा नाम है हृदेश जोशी.
In this election, I will travel across the country to dissect the powerful narratives driving the BJP's campaign.
I'll be traveling to bring you journalism that's free, fair, and in your interest.
मैं जमीनी सच्चाई से जुड़ी, गैर प्रायोजित और विज्ञापन से आजाद खबरें लाने के लिए न्यूज लॉन्ड्री और द न्यूज मिनट से जुड़ रहा हूँ.
न्यूज लॉन्ड्री को आपके सहयोग की जरूरत है. newslaundry.com/subscription पे जाएं. अपनी मनपसंद राशि चुनिए और हमारे जर्नलिज्म को सपोर्ट करें. गर्व से कहिए, मेरे खर्च पे आजाद हैं खबरें.
The only reason we can engineer this revival of public interest journalism is because we don't depend on ads, whether sarkari or sarkari companies. So do contribute. Right. The link is in the show notes below. Please click on the link or just go to newslaundry.com and click on the subscribe button. So we have a Mallu boy here.
Yay!
And a Mallu film.
And I like Mallu food.
Yay!
That should also, I like Mallu food. So there's more of a Mallu connection, I'd say.
Just, I'm not hearing I like Mallu people yet from either of you, but I'll take food.
Yeah, but I don't... How is this food show?
Don't make fun of. He loves making fun of this because I cook for a living.
Then we have Kevin Hart, the Mark Twain Prize show, and Kingdom of Planet of the Apes, which Rajyasree and I watched, and on her advice. And
It's my fault. Basically, it's my fault.
I keep promising I shall never take her advice again, and I always, my generosity, I go and watch some shit. But on that note, let's start off with, I have one question for both of you.
Yes.
If I were to tell you I have a product called Cozi Boys, what would you think the product is? Cozi Boys is my product name.
I followed the Cozi Boy journey, so I know
So you
what
already
it is.
know.
Yeah.
But if you did not
know?
do you know what is Cozi Boys?
No, I just imagine boys on hire to hug people to feel comfortable. Or like one of those half-human pillows that's circulating.
Would be Cozi Boys.
Because boys, what is it?
Cozi Boys. So,
Vest. Ganji company.
underwear banyan. So, Cozi,
Yeah.
Lux Cozi. So, when you went to watch the film, the only thing interesting about watching the film was the ad of Lux Cozi, which is
That's
the
true.
ad, the plot of the ad is that there's Varun Grover, No, sorry.
No, Varun
Wow, that's a
Dhawan.
great ad. Did he write
That
it?
would be-
Like, is that
It would
Cozi
be-
really?
Yeah.
Suddenly, screw jockey. I'm going for
Yeah.
Cozi Boys. Varun Grover all the way. If he
Varun
wears it, I'm wearing it.
Varun Dhawan.
Varun Dhawan.
Varun
Okay.
Dhawan is the coach. He enters the locker room and all these young little boys are saying, someone stole our uniform just before a football game and,
And
then
they're all
standing in
wearing
there.
ganjis and all.
Kacha Banyan. So he says, doesn't matter. We go, they play, and in Kacha Banyan, they win. And Cozi Boys.
He's also wearing a kacha banyan.
He's not wearing Kacha Banyan. He's wearing track pants or
And
of
a ganji.
jeans. Yeah, but it's a colored ganji,
Okay.
but he's not wearing a Kacha.
Okay. Okay.
So, but he's wearing a banyan, luckily, which he did not wear in that song that he ruined for me. There's a very beautiful song which I heard on the radio. Rangi sari ki sari chunariya re more mange. And then it's a thumri, I think it's called, and I heard the original. It's by a classical singer. But when I saw the video is Varun Dhawan, I was about to say Grover again, without a banyan, with the
Yeah,
and with the-
imagine him without a banyan.
and the camera slowly tilts up from his waist upwards, so you get a close up of his nipple. And then I'm like, it just screwed that song for me. Anyway, so
Yeah,
I'm just
now
saying
you've
that
improved Varun Grover for me.
But this is like watching Neil and Nikki on the big screen. Have you watched Neil and Nikki with Tanisha Chopra
No, I
and
haven't.
Uday Chopra?
I have seen it on TV, not on screen.
I saw it on big
she's
screen
not
and
Chopra,
there's this.
she's Tanisha's Kajol. She's
Oh,
a
sorry, if
Bengali.
she'd married Uday
She's
Chopra,
a
she would
bong
have
like
liked
you.
it.
She'll be a Sen or a Day or a Chattopadhyay.
No, I don't know. Chandra, they are something, whatever they are, Mukherjee, they are. But Uday Chopra, who's very handsome, as we all know, but the camera is zooming, like going upwards from his waist up, and he shaved his chest, but the stubble had started growing. But they said, we'll still do the shoot, doesn't matter. So it's a stubble-filled chest, and it stops near his nipples for 1 second and then moves up, and it's that song. My name is Nikki,
Neil and Nikki, that one?
Yeah, that one.
Funnily, I'm still imagining Grover.
I think
Varun
Varun
Grover.
has a
Sorry,
alternate career.
slip of the tongue. And now you are stuck at this podcast. Without you being here, your presence is felt.
Absolutely.
That's what.
But before we start the review process, Abish, tell me about, you've been doing stand-up for a while, though you look like you're in your early 20s. But you've been around for a while.
Yeah.
What is the stand-up scene like in Bombay now?
Specifically Bombay or like across the country?
Delhi, it's not that active. They hote hain once in a while, but it's not, it doesn't have like as many comedy clubs as Bombay. Right?
As I found out yesterday while I was shooting, and for the last year, the Delhi scene is incredibly vibrant. There are dedicated comedy clubs in Delhi.
Oh shit, I don't know Jack, that means.
Yeah, it's just, I feel like there was a point in time where when there was this super set of Venn diagrams of all of us were part of it, then everything expanded. So when I was in Delhi, I moved to Bombay in 2011. At that time, there were no comedy clubs. At that time, there were comedians running bars and stuff as comedy venues. Bombay had like comedy stores. So immediately I'm like, okay, let's move. But over the last couple of years, the amount of comedy clubs in Delhi are so many. Every night there are multiple shows being programmed.
Oh, really?
So that means people are now coming for comedy instead of coming for the comedian.
Yeah.
Which used to be the case, let's say 5 years ago. This person is popular, let's go check him out. Now there's a dedicated set of audience coming for comedy.
And is it political comedy?
Because it's not streamed or live, you can
It is.
see people talk about it, but no one's crafting a political set. Like
Aisi Taisi
Right.
Democracy is probably the old
Exactly.
one.
you have comedians who are building sets like that, and it almost seems like a passion project that would never see the light of the day other than just doing it live, which is, myself included. Sometimes when I look at comedians and others, like even including you, just voicing opinion boldly. Sometimes I'm like, man, you want to say something? That's my therapist who I have to go.
Have you clubbed us with comedians?
Of course.
I don't know.
Of course, because isn't the comedian's job to now tell news?
Hasn't the comedian been
Touche.
saying the news
First of all,
all this while?
Rajyasree doesn't tell news. She gives fake news.
No,
As will be demonstrated.
I'm a good Bengali. I am usually very well informed about things.
About hearsay.
But sometimes it's 95% accurate and my intentions are not malicious. That's very important.
Your intentions aren't malicious, but your facts are.
Yeah.
No, they might be a little, like there'll be 8 on 10 for facts.
If you rate yourself for accuracy on fact on 8 by 10.
It's 8 on 10. Yeah,
Okay.
that's not
So,
bad, I feel.
This is a subscriber's email, which I shall read to you. Concerned Uncle is the subscriber. We only entertain the emails of subscribers. So if you have anything to say, you can leave it in the YouTube section comments, which we won't read. But if you want us to entertain your views, you can mail us at podcasts@newslaundry.com. But we only entertain subscribers' mails. Concerned Uncle says, like most middle-aged uncles, I get my health advice from random gurus, WhatsApp forwards, and random podcasters. Thus, Miss Sen's assertions really have me worried of all the postmen in India. Do you think the average number of testicles among postmen in India would be closer to 1? An idea for NL investigation, perhaps. The bicycle used to be a perk for postmen. Not sure if it still is or was. No A&A next week, so not sure if this will be read. I will enjoy when Miss Sen hosts it with Mr. Sekhri. Thanks for the entertainment. Not only Mr. Sekhri and Mr. Sen, we also have Mr. Mathew. She had said in an earlier podcast that by riding a cycle, you get testicular cancer.
I said Lance Armstrong got testicular cancer because he rode his cycle for so long. And if you ride a cycle, also if you use your brain, logically think about it. If you
Even
are
that
putting
you get testicular cancer. Because if you use it for too long.
if you are putting pressure on a sensitive body organ for 10 hours every day for years, you will get testicular cancer.
They are not sitting on the balls.
Shut up, yaar, Nico.
अबे
Of
चटनी
course.
होती है, it keeps it up. You think the guy said, चलो बैठो, पीछे जाओ, chunnu munnu, and plack. Are you mad? You think that's how they sit? Or
Then when you just take you
see
move
this
your
podcast,
testicle.
downward spiral happens and she's hosting it.
That's
But
okay.
Have you ever heard of this?
It's
You're
the-
a man.
It's the first time and I'm so scared. I don't want to sit in Ubers. I'm just going to stand from now on.
We'll stand now.
No, but it's
What is the
like-
logic? Is that the seat is like this?
and you're on the seat.
And the balls are under you for some
Your
reason.
balls are under. Where will your balls go? In your bum, behind your bum, they'll go. They'll be under you only, no?
I don't know if you know. It doesn't like, it's not like.
Rajyasree, I know you're very fond of dogs, but not all human beings are walking around.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it's
doesn't
not like
matter.
a Dunzo bag we're carrying around, you know? It's like a small
But
purse.
I just feel that it's not incorrect what I'm saying, but I Googled it
Okay, of course.
and I did not find too many reports verifying what I was saying, but maybe adequate research has not been done is all.
Okay.
Or
So,
not
concerned uncle, to answer your question, please continue riding bicycles because it's good for your health. Till medical research does not come and tell you that you will either become a Lance or an Adolf, continue.
But nowadays you get biking pants for men which have padded crotch
Yeah,
areas.
that's what I think
Why
you said,
would
yeah.
there not be? Then why would they
Oh,
create this?
Fine. So those are
Because, you know what, like the, I mean, to.
Oh,
I-
the
I
the-
don't know why
the-
we're
shaping
discussing this even.
happens.
Doesn't matter. Neither are you cycling. Neither are you going to be a man. So it doesn't concern you either way.
But all
You're
men
all-
are concerned now.
They're not. Like they know better than to take this show seriously. But so since you're the guest,
Dave.
what do you want to start off with? Marlu film or Kevin Hart Mark Twain Prize? I haven't watched either, so you can tell us about it and tell our viewers what your recommendation is.
Oh, okay, awesome. As a comedian, honestly, I don't watch a lot of comedy. Other than if it's like a comedy special of a comic that I like Dimitri Martin, because very different from what I do. I really aspire the way he writes, thinks, all of that. So because of that, when you told me about the Mark Twain Prize and when you told me that, have you seen it? I was just like, man, I should really watch it. So I did end up watching it more academically than entertainingly. And I, honestly, when I got through the entire thing, I want to now watch all the other Mark Twain Award Prize winners just to see how the event happens.
And what's the concept?
What is the concept? I know because of, again, we've spoken a lot about it with colleagues and everything, but this one was like you got to see all the let's say all the American biggest heroes come in. There was a part where you would imagine everybody, like, you know, including Eddie Murphy, could make it, but he didn't make it. When I saw that together, I could only feel envy.
No, so it's a gathering
basically-
like the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and celebrities
So
come and one
Mark
person.
Twain Prize is given to someone who they feel has achieved a lot. Usually they would not give it to someone. So it's got a lot of flag because Kevin Hart is at the peak of his career. So they've given, usually it would be given to a David Letterman, a Jerry Seinfeld, and all
Like
who have
Dharmender
been
getting
around.
lifetime
Like
achievement.
Dharmender
Like
getting
it's meant for
lifetime.
white people, correct?
Yeah. And no, Dave Chappelle and all have also got it.
He's
And
also at his prime.
yeah, but he's not like
Oh, it's
Kevin
only,
Hart
so
is
it's a
42
award
years
for,
old.
It's like a lifetime achievement award for comedy.
Yeah, so Tina
Okay.
Fey and all have
Okay.
got it. And usually they'll get your colleagues and all will come and they'll say a bit about
see.
you and
That's the
someone
concept.
gives you the award. So for this
And that has been
one,
made into a show.
a show. So because it's usually 1 hour like that. And this one he had Jerry Seinfeld open the ceremony and speak about him, and it closed with Dave Chappelle.
yeah.
So he did have, and there were quite a few. Chelsea, what's her name? Handler.
Chelsea Handler.
Handler,
Chelsea.
Tiffany Haddish, and all. So he had quite a good lineup of
Yeah.
people speaking. So that's the basic concept of the show.
The lineup was incredible, but I think the envy part for me was like, I can kind of see, like, if I have to parallel it with our comedy industry, there is a lot of camaraderie a lot of comedians have with each other. We have our own, I think, differences, but there's also, I don't know if it's just me, but like I am able to like connect with a lot of comics. So I feel like if there was celebration of performing arts in India as well, of course, stand-up is one of the many performing arts in India. But I kind of felt like when I watched it more than comedy, I'm like, I want to do that for a few people
Yeah.
that I know. Like, I wish I am on a panel where I could say this guy or this person has done this incredible work, not just around comedy and all of that. But I'm like, I don't have that opportunity to share it. And then anytime you tweet or you tell, then it just seems like you're promoting someone's show. So my appreciation is always about go buy their tickets, as opposed to if there was like a platform where we could also be like, this is amazing work that they've done. A lot of people in our country, like including work that News Laundry does, including P. Sainath, I feel like they're all people we should celebrate. I don't have a platform to celebrate with entertainers like us who could really oomph it up and make it reach a larger audience. So I was just like, we need it.
Yeah, I mean, there was a time I was in discussions with Vijay, who's in prison now,
Yeah.
of doing a show where we call politicians to roast. And let's start off with guys who have the strength to sit there and be roasted. But of course, the culture here isn't such.
Wait, we already have that. It's called the election campaign. Right? I mean, Vijay must have been like, yeah, just wait a few months.
So, okay, other than the envy, as a show, is it something you recommend? What do you like, dislike about it? As a general critique?
I mean, okay, if I had to just, a point of critique in that entire thing is that if you don't know the comic, you get to know a lot about the comedian. So, and if you haven't seen much of their work, then it's almost like a light watch. You won't really get invested. Now, I've seen a lot of Kevin Hart's specials because, number one, I kind of identify with his kind of energy, and he reminds me a lot of my elder brother. Like his demeanor, he's like, confidence and like everything that, and I am the opposite of that. Right? So sometimes when I'm watching his comedy also, I'm just like, I want to do films. I want to have the confidence to stand in front of the rock, be able to do, and every time you see this one shot, okay? Every time someone's complimented him, please watch it for how he takes a compliment. Usually if I say a compliment, you guys are doing extraordinary work, you'll be like, oh, thank you. I mean, be either polite or you'll diss
She'll
it.
say, I know.
You're Kevin Hart.
You're
Kevin Hart.
No,
You are
what
the
I
Kevin
liked
Hart.
was that because he's like, I've really done a lot. I've done good stuff. I've done good work for people. And some of the anecdotes are very fun. Some are very funny.
So you're common hotopod.
I just feel, I'm very humble when I get a compliment. I'm very shy.
Are you Kevin?
Yeah.
Is that what the curly hair is about?
That's what it's about.
She insists she has curly hair.
I do. We'll
It's
do
an 8
another
out
show.
of 10 fact.
We'll do a before.
Yeah, it's in the same category.
We'll do a before after. No, so I like the fact that he was, even when they say how many people would have Jerry Seinfeld be there on the same night, Jerry Seinfeld and Dave Chappelle, and someone else they mentioned who looked, that guy with the stroke. What's his
Keith
name?
Robinson.
I've forgotten his name.
Keith Robinson. There's this. So Kevin Hart's audio biography is what I had heard. Okay, his biography, autobiography, and an audio version. And if I'm not wrong, Keith Robinson is one of those comedians who really helped out Kevin and the rest of them, where he would drive them across state, take them to New York and go back. So he's kind of like the elder brother figure. He had a stroke, and then when he was able to make it for this, it was already a big thing because I haven't ever seen him perform. I've always heard his name as an American pop culture reference, right? So to see that also, I was like, oh, he really did get that. I mean, envy was the only thing I could feel. I'm like, yeah, it's so nice.
And you, Rajyasree Sen, did you recommend it to our audience?
I recommended it. No, that's why I said we should do it.
You also recommend Planet of the Apes to me, but
no,
that was not
I said we should watch.
That's not a nice thing. But would you recommend the audience watch it?
I would say watch it. I'd say watch all the Mark Twain Prize these things because the lineup of people they get to speak are just, and they are usually very bright, very funny people, and it's just nice to see one of intelligent people being funny and saying very interesting things about each other, like anecdotes which you wouldn't hear normally. That's the other. Also, the kind of work like a Kevin Hart has done for other struggling comedians and all, you realize that a lot of these people do like beyond
watch out for
just,
each other.
Yeah, and beyond just earning money and being famous, they do help others also.
If you want to watch a comedy, if you want to laugh, then not recommended. But if it's mostly like you want to, it's like a bifurcated podcast of really popular comics talking about one person, then it's a good episode. It's like a good hour-long watch where you feel good at the end of it. You're like, good on him.
Yeah.
It's like Coffee with Karan with substance.
It's like Filmfare Awards, but with substance, because he's getting an award, people are coming and saying he's been very smart.
It's like National Award, but no gives back.
Yeah. It's like that. Worth watching on Netflix.
So we'll read one more mail. But before that, I have an announcement. Those of you who've logged onto our site, you know Newsable. We have just launched Newsable. It is an accessibility feature. And at least as far as I know, we're the first news website in India that has an accessibility feature for people who are disabled, who are challenged as far as sight is concerned, hearing, dyslexic. So we have a dyslexic setting, we have a colorblind setting, and like I have said, this idea came during a subscriber meet, and in Hafta I played that subscriber's audio clip because he sent it to me. I'll play it again here.
Hello Abhinandan sir, it's me Uttam, and I really want to thank you for making your website accessible for people with disabilities. So today I was listening to your Anil Hafta program, and you are just thanking that individual who just suggested you that to please make our website accessible for people with disabilities. And you would be happy to know that that person is me. I was the one who in the News Laundry subscriber event, I suggested you that please make your website accessible for people with disabilities so that they can also enjoy the news. So I'm very happy to see the progress of News Laundry. It is highly accessible.
So thank you helping us be better. So I really appreciate that. Now, this email is from Sonali Singh. Sonali Singh, logging in to hear full podcast after a long time. Everything is too depressing in this election season, so I have been sticking to reading only about environmental disasters around us.
Hilarious.
I started laughing within 2 minutes, starting with RTGM and Mandakini. What's RTGM?
RTGM is what? Even I don't know. Ram Teri Ganga Meli.
Oh, Ram Teri Ganga Meli.
I have
some policy.
Even I was like RTGM.
And Mandakini, in a recent meetup, when a friend referenced the culturally iconic moment related to Mandakini, a young person at the table wondered how a sweaty, white, transparent t-shirt was linked to a river. What a sad life these youngsters have. Lage raho, peoples. Thank you, Sonali. Thank you for your subscription. Thank you for your support. And I'm glad we can get you out of your depression for a bit. But yeah, it's too much of politics isn't good for your mind space.
Yeah, so global warming is.
I mixed up Mandakini and Mamta Kulkarni a little bit. So Mamta Kulkarni was the drug mule. Mandakini was just Dawood's girlfriend.
Wasn't the drug mule. That was a third.
That's a third
woman
person.
Who was, I've forgotten her name. She had come in a few films with Sanjay Dutt.
That's different. That's Monica Bedi. who is Abu Salem's girlfriend.
Correct. She was a drug mule, right?
No, she's just a drug lord's girlfriend. Don't make her a drug mule.
I don't think there was any drug mule. You
Are
just made up this.
Mamta Kulkarni, I checked.
This is an 8 of 10
Mamta
fact.
Kulkarni, after she became famous and stopped being famous, then she got married to this man. Who then made her, did not make
Abish,
her.
are you...
I'm very interested. Come on, I don't
Yeah.
get this pop culture.
you can't get to hear, Seinfeld talk about Kevin Hart, but you can get to hear
it.
Rajyasree talk about Mamta Kulkarni.
Mamta Kulkarni's
Almost there.
achievements are many. Okay.
Okay.
Then she became a drug mule.
Okay.
Like a proper drug mule. From Kathmandu to here, she was getting heroin or whatever. Then she got caught, poor thing. Then she went to jail. Then she stopped. She's the one. She stopped threading her eyebrows. She got a unibrow. And then she became a yogini. Like a yoga.
Okay.
That's it. That's
Is
all
it-
I know about her life.
Is this 8 out of 10 fact or is it like 10 out of 10 fact?
10. I checked after
Yeah,
that
let me
that
just-
I should not have said about Mandakini. Mandakini was just Dawood's girlfriend.
She wasn't a drug mule.
No.
Okay.
She was just
One
the biggest
mistake ruined her
terrorist.
career.
Yeah.
One
Which is
It says this is DNA, economic times, Mamta Kulkarni drug trafficking case, scandal at destroyed. So she did it once. How do you know she was,
once she was caught, na, she must have done it 10
so
times
now you're
before.
speculating. See, this is the problem. You speculate.
the-
6 out of 10 now.
Yeah,
6
now
out
your
of
case is going
You
down.
really amp it up, I tell you. Like.
So, right. Now we will tell you about...
Manjummel Boys.
No, let's talk about Kingdom of Planet Earth, the only thing that I
Yes.
watched.
Yeah, the only thing, please tell me, is that a... Okay, I enjoy watching trash films. When I mean trash films, I mean, especially anything that comes from... Yeah, like, you've seen it, you know it. I haven't seen it. Like Fast and the Furious, it's what, at the
Okay, that
78th.
way.
So I'm like, I will go watch it. I don't need to know anything that's happened in the past. Planet of the Apes, Transformers, don't remember anything. Everything is like one mush of pop culture. So please do tell me.
So Planet of the Apes, the original, and then the other, there are, I think, like 2 or 3 of the films. They are actually very good. As in, they aren't Pulp Fiction. They are, so the first Planet of the Apes
They are Pulp
starred.
Fiction, but they're well made. Pulp
Yeah,
Fiction,
also
except
the
this one.
story is an intelligent story,
Right.
which is, it's about when apes could speak and basically something happens and how apes and humans have a fight for survival. They are friendly humans and so on. But the first Planet of the Apes had Charlton Heston in it.
I've seen that one.
Yeah, which was excellent. And the new ones were good till Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, the ones before this, like the Marvel series, it's like not as good as Marvel. Sorry, my favorite series is X-Men.
Yeah.
It's not as good as the X-Men series, but it's entertaining, it is well made, but this one is spectacularly bad, Kingdom of Planet of the Apes, and I have taken notes, and I'll tell you why. Rajyasree, of course, just goes to the
My
cinema to
notes are
have
my
snacks.
So
I'm very
Dawn
carefully-
of the Planet of the... You didn't even buy me a snack.
Wes Ball has directed it. It's been written by
Wes
Josh
Ball.
Friedman. I don't know what Josh Friedman was doing because it's not really been written as such. It's just...
What was Wes Ball doing
and
is what I'm saying.
it doesn't matter who's starring because everyone's an ape. Except one human
William
being.
H. Macy is there. So Wes Ball has made The Maze Runner. Have you all seen The
Yeah.
Maze
Yes, I
Runner?
have. That's
That was
the
also, the
young
promo was
adult-
more exciting than the film.
Yeah.
And he's made nothing else. And this. So
This
it's
is the
okay.
dawn of the Planet of the
No,
Apes.
this is
The kingdom of,
of
the,
the
planet.
planet.
of
So,
the apes.
which also I said the kingdom of the planet of the apes. So, it is the planet's kingdom. It's not the ape's kingdom.
The
There are
kingdom
no
of the
splitting
planet.
hairs.
Of, where is the comma?
There's no comma.
There's
so it's
no
the
comma.
kingdom of the planet. So the kingdom is of the planet of the apes. So the planet of the apes. So the planet is
Of the apes.
a thing, is a conscious being that has a kingdom. That's what the name suggests. So the name also doesn't make sense.
I feel like it's the IP where they were like, we need to keep the Planet
You
of the
have
Apes
to
because
keep
the
it.
IP is not Planet of the Apes, it's the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah. So it should have been.
The Kingdom, Planet of the Apes.
I think it should be
Or
called.
if you're a cyclist, the kingdom semicolon.
Y'all are making fun. Don't cycle is my word of advice to people.
Sorry, I
Don't
don't-
cycle. Buy SUVs.
Keep your bum up.
This
You
is
have to
this
keep
is
your bum up.
this is typical Marie Antoinette जो भी कहते हैं.
Mary,
Don't
Mary
cycle.
नहीं था, Mary.
Don't cycle. Buy an SUV.
Yeah, exactly.
And get
Don't
someone else to drive the SUV for you because you shouldn't do
So-
menial things like
So
Wonderful.
anyway,
driving yourself.
it has no, like, I'm not saying films like this have layers, but there is some metaphor for, like,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
example, Batman does it really well. it's an action film, but it is a metaphor for society, for loneliness or whatever. Sometimes with Joker, they went too far. It became the cycle. But
even Planet of the Apes had, not this one, but
some of them have, that, like Avatar, it is about immigration, migrants, it has all those things. This has no layers. So I tried to extract a few. So the more primitive, the one kingdom, there's a new kingdom, old kingdom, planet. So the primitive kingdom, the primitive apes, they cremate, and the more evolved ones, Caesar was cremated, the more evolved ones, burial. So you are saying that cremation is more primitive than burial. I don't agree with that politics. So I just extracted that.
You don't agree with that politics?
No, either they should all be cremated or they should all be buried. What are you trying to say? That if you
what you trying to say?
So
maybe they had a scriptwriter change.
I feel like you've really gone into the depth of the problem.
It's too slow.
Okay.
Ape on ape emotion doesn't work for me. I don't come here for drama.
He doesn't like animals.
I come for action. Something spectacular, stunning. Not ape emotion and deep feelings. When Marvel, DC type films try this emotion and layer and depth, it always falls flat. Superman, they made this very dark Superman who was brooding. It was a shit film.
I had liked that Superman.
I like that Superman where they made him into this.
He
old
was
one?
evil.
Not Christopher Reeves.
The new one.
This is
the new ones I don't watch.
So he was this angst, fighting inner demons and all. The only one who has been able to pull this off successfully is The Dark Knight with, what's his name? Baz? No.
Lerman.
No,
he made Moulin Rouge.
Nolan's, no? Yeah.
Christopher Nolan. Why are you saying
But
that?
although if Christopher Nolan was a cyclist, he'd be Christopher Nolan. Okay, but anyway.
Subscribe to News Laundry.
As per Dr. Sen's diagnosis.
News collide.
So if Dr. Sen was diagnosing
I can
him,
do a medical podcast, I feel.
So it was really terrible. Only The Dark Knight has been able to crack that action film with a message that is really powerful, a reflection of society. Terrible dialogue, terrible writing, complete waste of my time. And this is the last time I am taking our producer, Priyali. If next time I say I consider watching a film that she has suggested, just kill me.
But
at
we
once.
are going to watch, there's a new one which is very good, which is coming out. Which you like the series, I'll tell you later. See, your attitude right now is one of aggression.
Wait, can I know which one is it? Does it have animals? And how put off are you by apes? Will you watch David Attenborough's documentary? Or you're like, all apes are bad for me?
He's not very animal friendly. But you know what we missed is that there's a chimp. One guy is a chimp, one is an orangutan, and one is a bonobo. That Proximus is not a gorilla, he's a bonobo. And there's one gorilla. The rest are all chimps.
Like the army of unnamed apes are all what monkey breeds
They're different. Basically, they're different tribes. So there's the chimp tribe, then there's the gorilla tribe.
Then there's the bonobos.
The orangutan is a...
Are they trying to make are they making any social commentary about tribes and races?
No, it is about the existence, the last two. This one didn't, but the last I think they meant to, but they didn't manage. But the last two, it is about that. It's about how humans as a species have no regard for any other species, and we are the worst species basically. And the apes learn to coexist. Apes are the ones who like Caesar's characters. Not this one, the old one.
The previous one, the one which is not the kingdom of the planet of the apes,
is
but the dawn
War
of the
for the
planet
planet of the apes.
The one with the guy who was also
Caesar was
who's also in who's the Green Goblin?
Who's
William
in Lord
Dafoe?
of the Rings also.
No. Who's the guy who's
Caesar,
Caesar's
Andy
keeper?
Serkis.
Andy Serkis, right?
Yeah,
so that's
Andy
Andy Serkis.
Serkis. That's Andy Serkis. He's Gollum also in Lord of the Rings. So Caesar, the one where Andy. You're not
Caesar
saying-
is Andy Serkis, right?
Yeah.
So to answer the question correctly, you have to hear the question.
Shut up. What is it?
What I said was Caesar's caretaker is the Green Goblin
William
Spider-Man.
Dafoe? Is that William Dafoe?
Green Goblin in.
No, the guy who's Caesar's caretaker, yeah. The
He doesn't
blonde
have.
white boy.
Brutus.
Green Goblin in Spider-Man.
Yeah. No, who takes care of Caesar? Who's the human being who rescues Caesar from this thing?
Not so much, I don't remember. Now I'm
I'll-
looking at who
I'll
Green
come to
Goblin is. William Dafoe is Green Goblin.
Okay, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. It is William
We need
Dafoe.
to get to the end of this, otherwise it'll be 8 out of 10 fact
Yeah.
right now. I want to know who is this character? Is it not William Dafoe? Who was Green? Huh?
James Franco.
James Franco.
Who's a molester.
Well done. Who
James
knew? You knew
Franco.
more than
See,
a car.
That's the one.
Car.
He was the Green Goblin in Spider-Man also. And he was also the caretaker of Caesar. He's the one who gets Caesar out.
Oh, that's before poor James Franco got cancer.
Yeah, it was the third Spider-Man where he was the younger.
I don't
after...
watch Spider-Man. That's why I don't know.
You did?
It's such a loser character he is. And he's very wimpy. I feel like if I slap Spider-Man, he'd just get hurt.
Yeah, he'll just like. That's it.
That's
Like,
it.
oh, you caused me minor
I
inconvenience.
just have never got into the new. Was there an old Spider-Man when we were growing up? No, that was the cartoon.
No, that was
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
I'm a very good singer also.
Spider-Man.
That was a cartoon.
Spins his web any side. Catches thieves just by something.
Please
Look out.
subscribe for more
Here comes the
such.
Spider-Man. Yeah.
That was on Sundays. We used to
Oh, wait.
watch.
In that case, sorry, slide aside. I'm going to play another tune. Tell me where it's from. Okay.
Okay. Very bad. I don't know. What is this? Life of Abish. Theme music.
No, this is SWAT Cats.
Sorry?
SWAT Cats.
We don't know. This is not our
What
generation.
is podcasts?
SWAT? You don't know?
What?
SWAT
SWAT
Cats?
cats.
Excuse me,
SW.
ye dosti bani rahe?
The Radical Squadron.
I don't know SWAT.
Who are these people?
How do you not know SWAT Cats? SWAT Cats is what I grew up on. SWAT Cats is in Hindi. It's Badi Miyan Chote Miyan. It's about it's a city where, of course, it's animals like which are
First time I've
cats,
seen
all
it,
cats.
huh.
Like instead of humans, all cats. These are two, and there are tall skyscraper buildings. It's like a New York. But all police is flying in jets and everything.
Okay.
So these guys get demoted because they go and save the city, but he didn't follow the enforcers. So now they work in a scrapyard. They build their own jets and they become mass vigilantes that fly
So this is a
every day.
2000 series then.
No, 93, 94.
Ah, so
But, like, it
that's
came
still,
to
dude,
us.
I'm
That was
in
very
college
old.
and like
yeah,
I'm
even
not
I was high
watching
school.
this.
You're very young. So
You're high
sweet.
school. I was in
You're very young.
no. In fact, I was 1 year before joining News Track. I was already in news by then.
It's
So
sweet. The
I'm very
things
old,
we learn-
Abish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm from the generation that is winter's here, the fun's begun. With Pond's cold cream, you know you won. Rub a little Pond's here and a little Pond's there, and you're ready to face the cool winter air. The Pond's cold cream in extra large jars. The warmest smiles in the coldest places. Only on Pond's cold cream faces. I said only on Pond's cold cream faces.
What? I have no idea. What is this?
This is when Jingles ruled. Hawkins की सिटी बजी खुशबू ही खुशबू बड़ी मजेदार लज्जेदार खाना है तैयार अजी खाना है तैयार मुर्ग मुसल्लम टोमेटो सूप मटन पुलाव मक्की दाल खीर और दम आलू
It was also-
हर व्यंजन स्वादिष्ट बनाए मिनटों में झटपट पकाए Hawkins pressure cooker. This is Ketki, what's her name? Your Masaba's mother, Neena Gupta.
Your
This is her-
Masaba. Your
Masaba's.
Masaba's mother.
That's true.
Yeah.
No,
So,
but
yeah,
this was
this
also
is-
a simpler time where you could market a pressure cooker and say murg musallam and all. Now, if you say, you'll be told, why are you naming non-vegetarian?
You'll say, ये लोग ऐड में सावन के महीने में मुर्ग मुसल्लम बना रहे हैं दोस्तों मुर्ग मुसल्लम मुसल्लम क्यों क्योंकि उसमें मुसलमान शब्द आ रहा है दोस्तों
So you can't have that anymore, no?
Not anymore. But I am thoroughly impressed with what part of your access memory you brought that out from.
Because you
When is
won't
the last time
remember
you sang
any
it?
more face, by the way.
anyone between the ages of 45 and 60 you ask them for a jingle they would know the jingle because there was no internet, there was no cable TV, there was only
There was
Doordarshan that
nothing
came from
deteriorating our
5 to
brains.
10:30 and you saw the same ad every day. So the jingles are imprinted in our heads.
Wow, I think I would probably say the jingle that I would remember would be like Bajaj Chetak's like Hamara Bajaj. And like I think back when we AIB our friends and all we were doing this one jingle mashup. We worked with Walktronica and that was we only put all the jingles that we had heard. So I think that's our generation where we know Roj Khao Ande what is it? Which was that? Sunday Hoya Monday, Rosgaon Ande, Bajaj, Chetak. I don't know,
Then
man. This
Monte
is
Carlo, you don't remember Monte Carlo? I can't.
Carlo. That's all I remember.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Pamela, what was her name? She was very well known. That model was very
Rhodes.
well known. Pamela Borders. No.
Oh,
I don't know whether
The
it
only
was her.
Pamela I know is Anderson.
But everyone seems to know.
Yeah,
Pamela.
everybody. There was Baywatch. Then she had that Lethal series where she was Bob Wire. Then after that, The Roast. Then continued.
So are you a Samantha Fox generation? No.
No, dude, Samantha. I was in school. He wouldn't be born. Samantha Fox generation.
I'm just thinking at the same
Let me just clarify
type.
what my age is before you guys are like thinking I'm
22.
25. Okay, how old do you think I am?
35.
Okay, that's amazing. That's 8 out of 10 fact.
Yeah.
What do you think? I'm going to keep that
No,
consistent.
because I remember meeting you when News Laundry had just started. So you were already an adult. So you're definitely over 30.
Already an adult.
thanks.
Abhi.
So you'll be over 30, but I'd say between 30 and 40, that's
No,
a big
that's
number.
the one nonsense. You have to give her
This is
like
not a
I've given her
historic-
35. 35.
She said
35, same.
35. You also said 35.
36,
Yeah.
I'm old.
I am... shit,
32.
87 born is 30?
Also
Seven.
sweet.
37.
I was
He's
correct.
37.
You're 10
Well,
years
okay.
younger than me. So
10 years?
sweet. Yeah, wow.
So
Beta.
now,
So now karo baat.
young
Beta, I have lost all credibility.
Yeah.
I have lost. I shouldn't have told my...
Mallu lad, now you can regain your credibility because you can talk about this film with authority.
That's right.
Because it's called Manjummel Boys.
Let's hear it now.
Yeah, see?
Do you all just
you're
say
not just
Rima also?
bullshitting
No,
us,
that's
no?
Tam.
That's actual
Yeah.
Malayalam, right?
Yeah, that's Malayalam. I mean, I'm not impersonating a Malayali
Cozi
talking
Kodi.
Malayalam.
Yeah, because
Cozi
we-
Kodi? You mean the one with Varun Dhawan? Is that also like a opening
Cozy
shot?
Cody. Who's Cody? He's Cozy.
Cody is the person wearing cozy, Lux cozy. So, Rajyasree, you also watched Manjummel Boys?
I watched
It was
Manjummel
recommended by
Boys.
a subscriber, right?
We've reviewed it before because it was, we've reviewed it. I reviewed it with Jayashree reviewed it. I did not.
Oh, but it was
And
highly recommended by a subscriber. So,
A lot of
if you
people.
watched it, do you watch a lot of Mallu cinema?
I do. While growing up, especially, I was born and raised in Delhi, but my parents are Mallu from like core because they were in Kerala. They moved there for work. So all the movies that we had seen at that time were all Malayalam movies. Cassettes and VCRs from Kerala you'll bring and we'll keep watching that. So watch a lot of Mallu movies. Then when I started working in comedy, then I think I just abandoned watching films in general. But when the new upsurge of films started coming, with directors such as Ashik Abu, who had brought in so many new films, and then people who worked with him, and then you got someone like Basil Thomas, Basil Take It Ahead. Then with Manjummel Boys, I have now started reappreciating Malayalam cinema like the way I did when I was in school, but now as an adult. On my own version, where I'm like,
Appreciate
I
it.
am looking forward to the next film that's coming out.
No, I think I was just telling her the last time we recorded, politics has screwed my life. I just don't seem to be interested in even watching a film. And I used to love cinema. Like
Yeah.
my most exciting time of my
Like
week
every
used to
week we'd go.
we'd go every week for a
Yeah.
movie. I'd go and watch a film. So now I've just lost the page because, you're just consuming so much news. That's the only thing that captures your interest. But up to the time when I was still really interested in films, I was blown away by the originality and the cleverness and the sheer hatke subjects that Mallu cinema was taking up. Whether it was Nigeria from that football film, Sudani from Nigeria.
Nigeria.
And there was that other film
Then there
with
was
this
that
guy.
robot about that robot, which was fucking way ahead of its time. It was made so long ago. I think it's called Robot only. I don't know. I think.
Huh?
Is it the one with
It's with that
Rajyasree
guy who's a
Khan?
very talented Malayalam actor who's got a very broad forehead. He's in a lot of Mallu films.
Fahad Fazil?
Fahad Fazil.
No, he's the coach in Sudani from Nigeria.
Oh, apna Shubin Sahir.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
the
the
one.
same gentleman in what do you call Manjummel Boys.
Okay. So what's the theme here? What's the subject?
Siju.
So I mean,
Yeah,
I
he
think
played.
Mallu cinema is like way ahead of, don't say Bengali cinema is way ahead of all other cinema. She always says.
But Bengali cinema was way ahead, and if it wasn't for Bengalis, you wouldn't even have a national anthem of freedom.
Well, our national anthem was, of course, written for the king who was coming and then got adapted to a national anthem. But, who wants to know that?
Oh yeah, the Mallu has
These
put the bong in the
Mallus
place.
Mallus are always trying to prove that we aren't the smartest one. No, but so I'm a big fan of Mallu cinema now. Like
Yeah.
the new, I haven't
New
watched
wave
over.
of it.
Yeah. But that Kumbhalagni nights. Then there's another one which I'm
Didn't
trying
you
to
trash that
remember.
film?
No, I like Kumbhalagni nights. Don't trying to make me look bad in front of him.
Hey, it's fine. It's an open
No.
laugh. You can just Mallu movies, man.
No,
It's all
I
good.
like Kumbhalagni nights. The film which then I watched Manjummel Boys. last night, and everyone, including Jayashree, who I will have a word with.
I was gushing about it. Is it better than Cozi Boys?
I think Cozi Boys is better because Cozi Boys is showing a certain decent behavior of sportsmanship, all this.
That play in your chaddi.
Because Manjummel Boys is basically, the story is that 11 or 12 friends, whatever, from Manjummel in, am I saying Manjummel correctly,
Yeah,
or
correct.
I'm doing some weird pronunciation? Manjummel
It's
go
Manjummel.
to, shut up, go to on a holiday together. They are not boys, men. They are 35-year-olds, if not a little. This guy though is much older, this Shubin Shahir. And they go to Kodaikanal, and over there's this place called Guna Caves. Now, the reason why it's important is because Kamal Hassan made a film where he kidnaps a woman and he takes her to the Guna Caves, and it's a very well-known film. So they go there, and the entire, what I had read about it was that it's a film about friendship and survival, because the story was that they get lost in the caves or something happens, and the poster also has this chap.
It's Lord of the
Shubin
Flies for
Shah.
adults.
It's a lot of
Lord of the Flies,
Huh.
but with adults.
No,
It's
not
like
Lord of the
Jackass
Flies.
meets 137 hours.
127 hours.
Is it Jackass?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
she'll tell
because
you.
I'll tell you why. So I'm watching it. First of all, it's 2 hours, 15 minutes, which is not bad by cinema nowadays. First 1 hour of the film are these men who are in their town in Manjummel. They elicit no love for, like, you wouldn't want to meet any of these people. They are loud, they are boisterous, they drink, I don't think men should
What are
drink.
they loud with the drink? What are you?
Shut up. No, Niku, there's nothing interesting about them.
सावन के महीने में वो एक पी लेते हैं मित्रों.
Then they go to Kodaikanal. They are roaming around and they are being obnoxious tourists. They are the kind of people when I go on holiday, they are like Punjabi. They are the kind of people when I go on holiday, you're like, what is wrong with these people? Please keep quiet. They are screaming, shouting, just making a nuisance of
They're not
themselves.
soft-spoken like you.
They're not soft-spoken and classy like me.
That's right.
Yeah. Then they climb over one. They basically say, oh, the Guna caves are there. It's a restricted area. We'll go in to that restricted area. And then one of them falls into one
Cave.
He's gone. And then the friends are also quite useless, I have to say. My friends were so useless, I would have given them 2 tights. They're like panicky and all this. And then how this man gets rescued from this cave. And I really like him as an actor. This Srinath Basi, who plays, he was in that Kumbhalagni Nights and all also. He's really a good actor, but that's beside the point. Basically, these people inconvenience everyone. You went to a restricted area, you fell in. Then the cops had to come. Locals had to come to get you. You have made everybody's life a misery. Then you go and rescue this guy. It is not a heroic act. Your friend fell
But
in.
maybe that's not the point. No?
That is
What's
the
this?
point of the thing.
Was it a good film or not?
No.
Let's
As
ask our
in
guest
it's well
also.
shot when he's in the cave and all that. But I just, like, while watching it, I was like, I don't care if these are the kind of people who make life a misery for everyone. It's like in Bengal. This guy climbed over the tiger's enclosure. He was drunk. He had a garland in his hand. He went to garland the tiger. The tiger looked at him. There's video footage. The tiger looks at him for a second and then just slowly just whacks him across the face with his paw and shakes him up and kills him. He doesn't eat him and he leaves him and he goes. And then, but nobody stood up for this guy though. They said, why did it? My point is, now look at what you've done. If
Because
this
not everybody
happened,
who goes in there is of sound mind, but I don't know why.
I'm
why
just
a incident of a tiger in Bengal has anything to do with the Malayalam film, but
If anything, it just talks about Malayali men being so bold for their friends, right? I mean, other Bengali men are like, it's okay, I'll write about it.
any conversation here will have some parallel in Bengal. Just so be ready for
I'm
it.
not an idiot. That guy
So
was also.
tiger,
But
because
did
this
you
has
know-
only happened in Bengal. In China, a woman was dragged away by a tiger. It happened in Delhi Zoo. It's happened, but Bengal.
in Bengal.
Because I'm
And it was a
showing what
Bengal.
food
It was
we
a
are.
Bengal Royal Bengal tiger also, I'm sure.
No, we got him from Delhi. His name was Chotu.
Okay.
You got Chotu from Delhi.
Chotu Singh from Delhi.
So,
No, but
what
were
was-
they
what
not
is-
obnoxious people?
So did you have such a harsh view as she does?
Oh, no, not at all, because it's based on real life incidents. And when I saw the interview done, like interview
I
series.
rolled my eyes. You didn't see. I rolled
She
it.
didn't
I just
understand
did
the
it.
film.
Please.
What I meant is, one, I'll talk about the film. Second, I'll talk about the main point of it. What I liked is these are characters in the first 30-40 minutes you will dislike. Anyone will dislike. Even our parents, what are these guys? They remind you of them. They're all... they will only cause trouble for themselves. So I saw, after the movie, I saw the interview of these gentlemen, real life, like survival story. They're still like that. They're what they call like, on your curbside, they will sit and it's the typical, you'll be part of like this one gang, like the Mammootty gang or the Mohanlal gang. And that's Mallu culture, right? I mean, not all of Mallu culture, but it specifically talks about that 80s generation, 90s generation. In my family, I have Binoy and Biju Chetai who are like that, older. They will be there for anything, for themselves, right? So you've made them antagonists in the first half.
Yeah.
And you dislike them. And then one person goes down. And the rest of the film, as someone who's disliked these characters, to like them towards the end, I was like, well done. They could have made the film where they seem endearing. Nobody seemed endearing. Everybody, only when interpersonal relationships you'll find endearing, but them with the outside world is like, oh, they're uncultured, or like they're not doing this, or they're not doing that. So I really enjoyed the process of disliking and then rooting for them at the end, which usually doesn't happen in
root
cinema.
for them at the end. I was like, dude, just
leave him and
painful.
go.
Absolutely.
So basically,
That's
it is
the-
a feel-good rescue adversity, say, emerging from adversity type film.
I would say, if why
It's
I would...
a boys film.
No, actually, my wife and I also saw it. And
What is boys' film? What a thing to say. Huh?
Well, it's one of those, guys hang out, standing up for each other.
Women also like those films.
But like with Mallu cinema, what they do really well is they play with
Cool.
emotions and they allow the movie to end sadly in lots of old films also. So you don't know where it's gone, and even though you know how the story ends,
Because
right?
it's based on a true story.
It's based on a true story. There's interviews, and as internet is available, so you're reading all of this and you're going in. So when I went into the movie to watch it, it was recommended by my parents. My parents live with my cousins and my brother, everybody in Canada, and they're looking forward to watching this movie together. So when they got so excited, and I was like, I got to also watch it. My wife was like, might as well watch this movie together. We saw it. There are points. I'm a very easy crier, and I'm going, you know how this, I don't know if this happens
you should
to
watch a film with her.
Yeah, she will just be like, I hate
No, I
she
cry.
cries in every film.
You do?
Then, yeah.
I'm very sensitive as a person.
Every
But
film
do you cry or do you like cry like me? Which is, if I have somebody around me, I go,
No,
No.
I cry.
She's crying. Bah,
No,
bah.
I don't cry.
And
Bah,
if,
but
if you
he
happen to
has
be
not
sitting with
once-
her, you're just looking around.
In
Say,
15
dude, I did not do
years-
anything before you
In
can be-"
15 years, Abhinandan has not turned once also and said, are you okay? Because
good,
it's a
right?
normal, no, it's normal to ask someone, are you fine, when the person is clearly emotionally
So did this film make you cry?
Of course, here's a PSA, by the way, on that topic. If you ever are watching a movie with a friend and you know they're visibly crying, do not check in with them. Let them
No.
have their moment.
No, I want to
If-
be asked.
Okay, generally, for me, I don't want to make a statement for men or Malayalis specifically from Alapura, but I'm just saying, if I'm crying and if you look at me, I'm leaving you. Even if you're my
No.
own child.
I want to be asked, like Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gham also I cried. Did
She
you
cried
know?
fucking
Chennai
Chennai
Express.
Express, yeah.
And you
Because
didn't
they
like
had a
Manjummel
midget.
Boys. I can...
No,
I can-
I didn't cry in Manjummel Boys.
Because
But,
you dislike the
but I
Bhakta.
cried in Planet of the Apes at one point.
Oh my God!
Dude, seriously. Seriously.
Wow!
I cried
But-
that, why the fuck am I here watching? That's when I
But
cried.
I remember in Kabhi, just a segue in Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gham, I'd gone with my mom and we were saying, what a shit film, but we cried. But there was a man who was sitting behind us, like next seat, there's some other people sitting. He had an umbrella in his hand and he was really crying. And his umbrella was hitting the woman's head. Suddenly she turned and she said, "Apne ki kurche nahi rakha." And that guy, he was an old man. He was weeping and weeping. He said, I'm very sorry. I'm very sad, madam. I said, this is in Bengal. These things happen only. But I'm emotionally moved by most things, but I'm telling you because they were so abrasive.
But
as
as
people.
cinema, I feel like they were able to show the fact that they are like anti-heroes or someone you wouldn't like. And then what I didn't, so in the film, there's this one narrative of opening starts with one newspaper article that one of the drivers from Manjummel was in Kodaikanal, where he opened up some food article and he read this newspaper article which spoke about them. I can't read Malayalam, so I didn't know what it was about.
Even I didn't understand.
Right? Towards the end, when they showed the church and the temples, and they're like, we need to spread this news. Which is what I found very interesting and very true to Malu culture also. Like, if someone has done an act of kindness, it should not be gone undisclosed. Let the world think if it's good or bad. So because these guys didn't want to tell their news to anyone. They didn't even tell their own family because they were so scared. So their heroism was kind of celebrated by the world, and that I found very endearing. And at that time I was like, okay, you did a good thing, but you didn't tell anyone. Good job.
Plus 10.
Plus 10, minus 2.
Minus 2.
So, Kanmani Anbodhu Kadilai. It's a Tamil song. I'm a Malayali, but that's a song that I've been hearing for many years because my parents used to have cassettes, right? Of Malu songs and Tamil songs.
The Kamla Hassan song.
The Kamla Hassan song. So I've heard the song for my entirety of life. This one and a few other Malu songs throughout while I was growing. So to see that song play at one of my favorite shots, I'm going to reveal this. Towards the end, of course, he gets saved. And it's really tense music. And Sushin Sham has done a great job. He's the music director, if I'm getting the name correctly. Beautifully, the atmosphere is built. Okay, this is the whole. The atmosphere is built. And it's getting very stressful. You don't know if the rope is going to... You don't know what's going on.
So
you have
basically, it's
no
like a
idea.
crevice he's fallen into.
And in the crevice, they're pulling it up. And you can see all of these guys are tug of war competition. So, you get to see what they've said in the first half, how it pays off here and how they coordinate it more than the police does, okay? All of this is tense. You don't know where it's going. And then you see it from under. And there's this one beautiful shot immediately after where they get pulled out. At that time, it's not celebration. It's the Kanmani Anbodhu song with the Kamal Hassan. And it's a comedic moment. Like that song coming in, it's like it jars you from the experience and it's like this, oh my God, it feels great and perfect song choice and perfectly placed and the way they come up. That was my favorite shot of the scene. Because I knew it's coming, but I just didn't know how they'll celebrate it. And that's what I felt like they didn't lean in to feel sad. They were like, feel something else.
I think that sounds very skilled filmmaking. You didn't understand Rajyasree.
They are like a bunch of loud Punjabi men.
I would prefer Apes misery
If the
than
apes
human
were doing
misery.
this, if the apes were doing this, I would feel.
The world.
But I've always maintained this.
Yeah.
People who are overly sensitive about animals, this is my theory I've articulated often, are cruel people. It is overcompensating for your lack of empathy for your own kind.
Which is the most bullshit,
fucking the whole bloody world has to come together.
Bullshit theory
Every day we pass people dying of heat wave, cold wave. From here, from my office to my home.
Do you
I'm
not
sure.
stop?
Sometimes if during Diwali or Holi, because so many mithai dabbas come, you give it to people on the street. But I'm sure at least 12 people who in the last 5 years must have died either in the heat or the cold wave. You can't survive a heat or a cold wave here. But sala kutte ko kuch ho jaye, everything. So I'm like,
No, but you can do both. You realize that it's
most
possible.
people don't do both. They only do
Then
for
you
dogs.
have to hang out with different people. Understood?
Anyway,
But I have to say about Malu cinema, we studied film in college and we were taken to FTII for like a 7-day course. And of the films we were shown Adur Gopalakrishnan's films also. And I have never come across more traumatized female characters than in his films. And what's his name? Megha Khatara is... Megha Khatara is a very well-known Bengali film.
Satyajit Ray.
No.
Shyam Benegal.
It is made... Shut up. Megha Khatara is
Anup
made
Dada.
by Hrithik Ghatak.
Sudipta Dada.
So shut up. Hrithik Ghatak's films, and this is a Bengali film theme, the long-suffering woman. And Adur Gopalakrishnan's films also. I was like, oh my God, I will kill myself if I watch another one of these films. The women are never happy.
Yeah.
They are always sacrificing something or the other, or their happiness. Basically, they're sacrificing.
Yeah.
So I remember after that, that's why when this whole new wave of Mallu cinema started with Fahad and all, and I started watching Mallu cinema again, it was like, oh, now this is really
that's
good.
what
Although Adur is considered a
correct.
genius.
Like, Asha Kapoor is somebody like I would give a huge shout out to also for initially I think I saw a lot of his films. So I was married to a Malayali actress as well. We're divorced now. We're amicable and friends. So she has been an actor, and she was there was a movie called Neela Tamara, which is an old 80s film if I'm not wrong. 80s film which was remade by a very legendary director, and it was her debut role, and she got really popular because of that role, and the movie did really well. It is still a story about a woman suffering. I know my mum has really liked films like that, so I don't know if it is a effect of society being represented by a director of that time, or if it's the art that's kind of imitating life, right? So that was a genre of films. And what she had told me, what my ex-wife had told me at that time, is that there is a new wave of cinema coming. This is way before I had seen anything, because she is part of it. And she had mentioned there's a new wave of cinema coming, which is nice. It's created by younger directors and more inclusive people in the system.
And very diverse themes.
Very diverse.
And they experiment with the entire cinema.
They experiment with shots and all that, because a lot of these guys are incredible cinematographers and technicalities are amazing.
Technical excellence that comes out of, so because of that they do. But there is also shows on men suffering.
Yeah.
There's Awful and Awesome is a show in that genre. So it's
You
not...
can make out when Abhinandan has thought of a clever line. Because he's already started smiling.
He's laying up before it's like,
I was like, okay, this is well done.
Tapashri says, thank you Tapashri for your subscription. You can mail us at podcasts@newslaundry.com. That podcast with an S, plural, at newslaundry.com. In the subject line, please write Awful and Awesome or ANA, or just click on the link below. Tapashri says, hello Awful and Awesome. Thank you for the review of Hira Mandi. What an utter waste of time and money in making it. I had the time to watch the full show, unfortunately. Tapashri, you have the patience of Rajyasree Sen. Bhansali had time to work on the embroidery, fabric, art, deco, interiors, but he couldn't work on basics such as the cast or the acting. Example, Alamzeb was given so much screen time and we could not see much beyond one or two expressions. Plus, if she was an Urdu poetess, why is she holding Urdu books incorrectly? I haven't watched this
They
bit.
read Urdu right to left also in this film.
In addition, the plot gets lost at the end with no closure or resolution. With this show, it seems like Bhansali chooses stories where he can show off the costumes, mehendis, architecture, fountains, sounds of bangles, anklets, and nothing more, nothing less. Tapashri, I watched 15-20 minutes and that was my view, but I've been told that I've got a lot of hate because I review stuff without watching it.
Which has not changed over the years.
Yeah.
Hasn't changed.
I watched 4 episodes and it was horrible.
If it takes you 3 days to watch 15 minutes, I'm not going to watch 8 episodes. I mean, I could not watch more than 3 minutes at a time. I mean, I would be able to pull, so then I had to shut it then. So in 3 days, if I've struggled through 15 minutes, I'm going to watch 8 episodes.
No, but it was horrible. What a bad...
I've heard everyone say that in front of me, and I feel like these shows is something I usually visit after a few years when I have time. Like, anytime a show comes out or a movie comes out, I'm immediately thinking, okay, let me put it this way. When I wrote a story once, they had asked me to make a web series out of it. It was supposed to be a short film. So I had to make pilot, second episode, third episode, same 8 structure, 3 structure arc, and then end with a cliffhanger. As a writer, I had to take what was supposed to be a sketch, extended it to 8 episodes. So imagine people who do this craftfully. Then I was like, oh, you are just wanting my time. So I kind of deny you that time. It's like somebody has a Ferrari, and if they're going in front of me, I will make sure I will not look at the car. I am a contrarian to what you want me to do. So when the series came out, my wife saw it and she same review, same thing that you're saying, and then it's like a bad fart. You know it's there. You want to smell it, and you're like, "Chee," and then you go, "Ah, chee, yuck." And they're like, "How bad can it get?" "Oh, it can get really bad." Why do you want to put yourself through that? Kill your OCD, and if you've started a series, be okay with not finishing.
Yeah, that is.
That
So
is the
now
reason.
I've started doing this.
Now, right?
Now.
After going,
Yeah.
Otherwise she'd also watch Big Boss.
No, but I was paid to. I was first pop culture columnist, so I was paid to watch Big Boss.
yeah.
Right.
Otherwise, why would I
Otherwise,
watch
would
it?
should watch
Why
Big
would
Boss.
you watch it?
So
Yeah.
now we have to.
Come on. It doesn't
Yeah,
see
she
you.
just. She,
Otherwise-
that
You
is,
diss Manjummel Boys. I feel, sorry, you diss Manjummel Boys. I feel like sometimes you watch Big Boss reruns out of like. Do you remember the best ofs?
so before we wind up, because Abish has come on our show for the first time and we
Yes.
don't know whether he'll be here next. So tell us about one of your favorite series or shows or film or whatever, and why it's one of your favorites all time.
Oh wow. Okay. Shit, I should have prepared for this.
Yeah,
It's
we
mostly
just
a
put you on the
memory
show.
memory jog.
It could be a film also. Anything that you think
that I
is
think
just
an
that you
all-time
can
film.
you can watch it again and again and again. You know, like Diwar or Wonder Years or Frasier.
I can watch Silicon Valley. Have you watched Silicon Valley?
Silicon Valley, not yet.
Oh, very good. Very
I've
clever.
heard
Very good.
premises. I think. Okay, here are a few.
Okay.
But I will narrow it down to like one so that it's not meandering for too long. I'm a huge fan of network television shows, which is non-narrative, same characters reset every episode. Like you get Friends, you get The Office, so on and so forth. Because there's some feel-good element you can check out and you subconsciously pick up characters. So I am a big fan of that genre of the way you feel. So the movie that I would recommend in that genre would be School of Rock. School of Rock, Jack Black plays a temp teacher in a school and he revolutionizes with his own. He's a bad guy who ends up doing good.
Music teacher.
Music teacher, replacement music teacher. The reason I like that film and always go back to is, of course, everyone talks about mental health, but sometimes I have a box which is a Google note of all the links that I end up watching when I'm feeling a little low for some no reason. I just want to get a kick up or do something. School of Rock has been part of that because it's one of the oldest things. I haven't changed it. I re-saw it again a couple of months, 6-7 months ago, just because I discovered it again. And the reason I keep recommending that is because the emotion that you feel with it, you don't have to watch it again, but come back to it a few years later, you will still feel good. It's like Coach Carter, but because I'm not an athlete, I'm a musician and performer and a comedian, that's the film that I really enjoy. Because again, it's a character you don't like, who is selfish, who ends up doing good, sacrifices, and there's a greater good to it. I'm
The
like,
redemption
perfect
arc.
film. The redemption arc.
And
is
it's
there.
Jack Black. I love Jack
And it's Jack Black. And it's music. And it's I like the final song. I love the song so much. It's on liked on whether it's on Spotify or on Apple Music, whoever listens to stuff there anymore. But then I know that I'm waiting. Yeah, I'm waiting for all my
Yeah,
all my
I figured,
but he was polite.
all my comedy albums are on Apple Music.
And other than this one, you said you'd name a few. One is School of Rock.
School of Rock is great. Parks and Recs.
Oh, very nice.
Because it's created by the same creators and actors who had come from like The Office. Then you get to see them in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Parks and Rec is this good middle ground between Office and Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Brooklyn Nine-Nine is great. It's really pop culture. Parks and Rec is good because, again, if you spend enough time with these characters, you identify with someone. And similarly, Modern Family. I think these are the three kind of like, I like these characters. They're endearing enough and it's good to just watch it.
Have you
again and again.
watched? I can't pronounce
Hole Shole, Chole Mole.
Huh?
Have you
I
watched
haven't
Veep?
seen Veep. I have
Oh
to-
my God!
Oh,
Even
I thought you
have
were going to say Bengali show. I was preparing
Shut
myself.
up.
It is
I
called
don't
Veep.
want. No.
Weep them.
All the
It is
Bengali
such a-
haters, please
Yeah.
go to his
These
Twitter and
Mallus,
abuse.
I'm telling you.
So,
Hey, don't come at me. I had a Bengali neighbor and I dated a Bengali. Now I'm
Oh,
married.
is it like my driver's Bengali like that?
Yeah. Now I'm married to an Odia, so upgrade.
Oh, you're eating very good food.
Yeah,
Chhena
man.
Poda.
But their repertoire isn't as good as Bengalis.
Wow.
It's true.
Wow.
But they have
I
decent
apologize.
food.
I'm
You know
sure.
that they stole all our culture and heritage.
Do you
you
know
know?
that you stole Rasgulla from...
No.
Give it.
No.
Bring it. Bring it.
We did not. This is a
They, according to
lie.
them, Casey Das invented
And
it.
I asked my mother is a big propagator, proponent of Odia culture. No, I don't know
Good
why.
on
She
you,
feels like she should say, no, they have so much culture and heritage. So I said, name
She's always, when the camera's not rolling, she's always saying they're stealing our stuff. She's very
No,
dismissive
because
of
it's
Odia
true.
culture. So all the Odia's director hates
no,
there.
I just want to
Bombs
say.
director hate here.
Yeah.
Everyone
I
send
asked
your
her
love
mother
here.
to name some artists. So she named one sculptor,
Yeah.
Ram Kinkar Bej, who's well known.
Ram King Kong?
Ram Kinkar Bej. Don't say like that. Well, Ram Kinkar Bej is a well-known sculptor from the only sculptor Orissa has produced.
What are you saying?
One-
What about Das? Jatin?
Jatin Das. Jatin Das has other problems to
No,
his name.
but he's also not. Don't say he's only. There are lots of Odia.
No.
See,
So
again,
that, he's a painter.
6 out of 10 facts.
No.
I see.
And they have one dancer, Sanjukta
By the
Pangrahe.
way,
That's it.
By the way, even one of the most amazing living sculptors in the world.
Is that guy who makes on the beach.
Yeah.
So
The
there is-
sand guy,
yes.
horrible.
He's on the airport also.
And what do you see in Bengal beaches at Diga? You will just see people with monkey caps and slippers
No.
shouting at you and telling you something. Bongs have this.
What are they telling
Like-
you? I want to know. They're
See,
shouting
even I
at you and
remember,
telling
I
you
used to
what?
wonder because it was compulsory, and last thing because we're way over, to go for treks every year when we were in school. And since then, I think I got scarred because of all the bong exposure. When we'd be going to, whether it was Gomok, whether it was Hemkund Sahib, anything.
Yeah, there are bongs everywhere.
And they will, now, ever since social media, people are a lot more betakalluf and you talk to each other, it's like that. At that time, people would not really talk. You just stayed in your group. Like when you stopped at Bhojwasa before you went all the way to Gomok, these bongs would say, pass that blanket, it's fucking my blanket. Or they'd say, is that shop there?
Maybe
How
you look
much
friendly.
how much is the Maggie for? How is the Maggie? They would just ask you, and you're like a 12, 13, 14-year-old guy going for compulsory treks, and these people in slippers,
In what?
slippers walking up to Gomuk and monkey caps are just fucking talking to you like you're their child. And I was like, dude, they're going to kidnap you. I didn't stay away. So.
You'd get very good food if you were kidnapped by a bong.
But anyway.
I would just like to say it on the record that
You agree with me.
To all the Odia community, yeah, I'm one of your peeps now. Kemati
Yeah.
Ocho. Kemati Ocho.
And I am of all you people, Indians.
All you people.
Mitro, Savan ho ya Bhado.
Khao anda.
Khao Savan ho ya Bhado. Khao anda. So that is the Bengali poetry that you get on offer and also. But thank you, Abish. Yes.
Thank you for having me. I have one question for you.
Yes.
We'll
Yes.
close on that. Tell me about News Laundry. Tell me about what is it that people usually... What is the concept of paying for your news?
So basically, when we started in 2012, why we started, it was a passion project. It wasn't supposed to be its own company. It was something we were doing on the side because all the channels went and rejected an idea that Madhu and my partners and I had come up with of doing a show that critiques news. No one wanted to put it on. Not NDTV, not IBN, not Times, no one. They said, very interesting idea because media takes everybody's trip. Like, whether good, bad, ugly, doesn't matter. I'm not passing value judgment, whether they, in a judge's case or this boy who's run over,
the Pune boy.
just the way they go out. But media does so much damage, but no one would critique them. So, and also news wasn't as insane as it is now, but it was clear that ads is killing news because those of us who are in Delhi and who've been in this ecosystem for the last 3 decades know who's who. So when we'd see someone on a talk show or a panel taking a position, we knew what was the story at the back. So these weren't objective commentators. They were interested. So we said we should start a platform which has no ads and let's just put it online. So that was it, and then it did well. And so therefore we are dogmatically against ads. I'm not usually dogmatic about anything, but now more and more I'm getting convinced. So yeah, and that's why pay to keep news free.
No, but also because if you take ads or you take investment from big companies, usually everyone wants their pound of flesh or is going to demand that you, whether subtly or not subtly, that you toe a certain kind of line or a certain point of view. So by not taking ads, you're not having to kowtow to either the government or to any
And even
big
if
company.
they don't want it, it becomes an entity that is a castle that is standing on many pillars. For example, even a CEO the team knows that it is not just me who has to get the next investment, or it is not a sales team who has to get 5 ads. Thousands of subscribers are paying. So even they know the company is not completely dependent on my access to, the UP government or the central government or the Delhi government, that I'll get ads from them. Or it is completely dependent on the sales team, telling the Reliance group getting ads. They know the subscribers are paying. So there's no one person can have such a huge influence. I mean, if it was my politics that determined News Laundry, 40% of stories wouldn't go. But my politics doesn't deserve a News Laundry. That 10 people's politics determines news. So that's why. So that was the idea.
So I have a counter question to this. This is mostly, imagine me as like somebody who doesn't know this, right? Somebody who's born and raised in a household where you get newspapers and that become packaging material for food later. Is it needed, not just for News Laundry, but is it needed for every citizen to find and support media and news publications that you kind of subscribe to and you understand? Or because right now you get news for free, but you don't get opinions which are news for free, but opinions are okay, let me articulate.
Compromised, influenced.
Exactly, because it is somebody has bought in. Like for me
6
also,
out of 10 types, but malicious.
That fact was 8 out of 10 when it's 6 out of 10. So what is it an ideal situation for everyone? Like a normal citizen, like all of us. Like for me, Pari is one of those organizations, right? Because I'm like, oh, Unique does great work and I get news and I mean, there's nothing else that I can probably do. I'm sure as a creator, one should. Similarly, for News Laundry, could you tell me like what is it that one should do, inculcate as a habit?
So no, I don't think everybody needs to, because especially in a country like India, which has such huge disparity in not just wealth and income. I think this is in what economics it's taught as the lighthouse problem. The lighthouse problem is that it says everybody gets the benefit, but not everybody needs to pay. Because once you make a lighthouse is supposed to basically protect ships. Of course, now you have GPS, you don't need a lighthouse, but back before GPS, a lighthouse was made that there are rocks here. So all ships should not come or they'll wreck. Now, once you made the lighthouse, you can't say only the ships who contributed to the entity that made the lighthouse will get benefit of the light. Every small fishing boat can see the light and it protects everybody. Although it has only been paid by a few big, shipping companies, for example. Now, the shipping companies equivalent of society in India are fucking hugely compromised. Okay? They make everybody from actors to politicians dance at their weddings. So, that lighthouse has to be made by people who make enough money to be able to afford, let's say, they can afford paying 10,000 rupees for dinners, films in a month. So you can pay 300 rupees for news, 500. But there are millions and crores. Like, for example, when the electoral bonds, emerge, between News Minute, Scroll, a bunch of independent journalists and News Laundry, from 7 when it was uploaded on the Election Commission website to in the morning, we had put out 8 stories. So legacy media could not ignore it because our stories were just getting too much traction. Now that was paid by, I think right now our subscriber base must be 18, 20,000, I'm guessing. Those 20,000 people. But they have built a lighthouse that provides light to every small and big fishing boat, trawler, So you don't need everybody to be a part of it. A few people can build that lighthouse, which gives accuracy, direction, social context, political context. That is what we have to understand. So our appeal is to people who can afford to. We have free subscription for students and, really important public interest stories like the electoral bonds weren't behind the paywall. We'll put something like this behind the paywall.
We did.
Which may not have such significant public interest.
Oh, I'm a lighthouse, guys. I'm in the lighthouse.
Yeah, so that's basically
That's a great explanation of what I wanted also. Even on the call, I know that pay to keep the news free, knowing you from before, then seeing the podcast, I'm like, if I'm coming on board, it's like 2 different worlds coming in. What can I add? I'm not that much into pop culture. But I was like, okay, in my head, what am I here for? I want to kind of understand what paying to keep news free means. This is a great example. Like I subscribe to, not monetarily yet, which should change now, but right from Instagram to like YouTube to see what are you guys doing. And as somebody who depends on a lot of ads or ticketing is my equivalent of like,
Right.
what I would say subscriber. So it's good. It's good to know that, oh, there are people supporting this. So one should just be part of that
Yeah.
as well.
Listen to Abish.
Yeah.
Become part of it. Become part of the Lighthouse Building Brigade.
That's right.
LBBs.
Everybody's
So we must thank our producer Priyali and Anil, who has recorded it. And thank you to our guest Abish
Thank you
for
for
showing
having
up
me.
and spending so much time. This was great fun, Abish.
Thank you
Always a
very much
pleasure
for
talking to
having
you.
me. And I just want to say, Odias rock.
Yeah. Thank you, Miss Sen.
Thank you, Mr. Sekri.
And it's a wrap.
You can fund journalism that solely works for you. That is our motto at News Laundry. You can pay to keep news free so that news becomes accountable to you just like it's supposed to be. Visit newslaundry.com and become a paying subscriber so that you can pay to keep news free and independent.